National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I'm not going to waste your time. Let's do it. Let's get into this shit.
The Natural Habitat Podcast. The Natural Habitat Podcast. The Natural Habitat Podcast.
Boom, bam, boom. We are
Bang.
here. Another day. What is
Another
up?
one.
Another one.
Another one.
Another one. Mikey Booyah, Joey Black, Natural
Unknown.
Habitat Podcast. It's another one.
It's another one.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
It's Saturday. And
What?
Saturday, yeah, that's right. You're goddamn right. It's Saturday. It's almost Christmas.
Holy shit.
And Saturday means that we are going into the Natural Habitat Podcast Theater, which is currently in the basement of our high-rise building. And we are going to be down there watching National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. So I'm going to pause this. We're going to go watch it, and we'll be back. Man, that movie was funny as fuck.
So dope.
That was a classic.
Shit was almost as good as that new Star Wars.
You don't know nothing about that.
Don't give away my secret, you fuck.
Okay, I won't. I'm sorry. Joey
God,
was.
how am I supposed to be the biggest Star Wars fan and not have seen the movie yet? And now everybody knows. And by the time this airs, I would have already seen it. No, maybe not. Actually.
Maybe not.
Shit.
Maybe not. Joey actually was first in line to go see the new Star Wars movie. I shouldn't be over here telling these lies about him. It's satire is what it is. It's just all for jokes. But Joey was first in line. He waited 3 days in a tent and didn't shave. He wore a Jedi cloak and had a great time. So I'm glad you enjoyed the movie. I'm sure everybody else in America did. We're not going to talk about it.
All right, cool.
Cool. We are here to talk about Chevy motherfucking Chase. All right.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you, but he's one of my favorite actors of all time.
For sure.
And everything
If you were born in the 80s,
Mhm.
it's a must.
and everything that he touches is gold, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to jump right into these connections that I found
Word.
because we love connections around here. You know what I mean? So the Griswold house in Christmas Vacation is the exact same house that is featured on Bewitched, as well as the new Gidget, whatever the fuck that is. So this house is part of the Warner Brothers backlot. It's chilling back there in some fake neighborhood that nobody has access to. And the neighbor's house, you know, the snooty neighbors that are always getting the bone from Clark.
Yep.
Their house was the Murtaugh's house from Lethal Weapon.
Nice.
So they just reused these houses, redecorated them with new shit. And if you pay close attention and you watch the movies back to back, you can notice it's the same floor layout, you know, the same plan, same house. And, it's dope that they get so much. I wonder how much use this house has gotten. I wonder if I could look up this house and see on its Wikipedia page what movies this house has been in. You know what I mean?
Here's how big of a boss Chevy Chase is. He got his own street here in LA.
For real?
Yeah, not too many people do. But Chevy Chase got his own motherfucking street here. So you guys to be important. Hollywood's been around for a while, like 100 years now, you know? And, I mean, in that small amount of time to already have a street here is big.
Yeah, and you gotta get the streets while the getting's good, because once the streets are named, they're gone.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you're a president, you get to pick a street and rename it, I guess.
Really?
But, yeah, like, Obama just got his street somewhere. I just saw it.
Obama Boulevard?
Barack Obama.
What's up, Obama, baby?
It's not even called street or boulevard or avenue or anything. It's just called Barack Obama.
Well, that's dope for you, Barack. We know that you're a listener of the podcast, and congratulations on getting your own street. That's dope. I'm glad that you're really making the best of your time in office.
Smoke one for me, hippie.
Yep. So I think I've probably seen this movie 1,000 fucking times. I grew up watching Christmas Vacation.
For sure.
And all the vacation movies, I was stoked on the release of the new vacation movie. And one of the funniest parts, I probably talked about it before, is in the new vacation movie, Ed Helms is looking through his family photos, and it's all pictures from the old movies, right? From Vacation, European Vacation, Christmas Vacation, all that shit.
Oh, dang.
And
I don't think I've seen a new one.
the new one's good, dude. You should watch it. And he's flipping through, and it's all of his childhood photos. But he's a different kid in like every picture. Like in 2 pictures, he's a ginger, and then in another picture, he's this different kid.
Yeah.
And like nobody really noticed. You know what I mean? Like he's flipping
funny.
through, and I think it's funny how they had so much fun with Rusty and what's her face, the daughter. What's the daughter's name?
I can't remember.
Good job. So with Rusty and the daughter, they this is the 3rd vacation movie. Technically the 4th, but the 3rd one with this cast. Audrey, that's her name. So this is the 3rd one with the reoccurring cast. And in the first 2 movies, Audrey is the youngest and Rusty is older. And then in
the first one, she's older.
Oh, she's older. Rusty's youngest, and then they flip it in Christmas Vacation.
Huh.
And all of a sudden, it's different. So
Nice.
nobody asked any questions because everybody that watches these movies were high. It was our parents and all of our aunts and uncles, and they were all high as shit, and they would watch this right after Cheech and Chong. You know what I mean?
Well, here's part of the thing, too, is the facts didn't really matter because it's a comedy universe. So, like, in a comedy universe, none of the things are really set in stone. Anything could be changed at any time, really. You know what I mean? It's all about whatever direction they're trying to go. But in a comic book universe, things are way different because everything's planned before. You know what I mean? Like, they know where everything's going way before it happens. And comedy's way different. So they're allowed to, like, kind of fuck shit up just for comedic value.
You're right, and we don't care because we're all high.
Yep.
So one of our most beloved and talked about producers around here is John Hughes. He does a lot of movies that we talk about and directs all this shit.
Yep.
And let's see, no, he was a producer on this movie. And he wrote a short story called Christmas 59. And that was adapted into the movie Christmas Vacation. It all just kind of was based around the short story that he wrote, 30 years prior when he was a kid. A very, very short story. And I was trying to find some of it, like just to read a line of it, but it's so short. I can't even read a line of it. If I read a line, it'll be the whole thing, and I will owe money to John Hughes, which I don't want to do. So it's cool that... John Hughes, it says that he shies away from sequels. He doesn't like making sequels unless he's forced into doing it. But when they approached him with this, he had the idea from his Christmas 59 story, and he does a callback to it when Clark is trapped in the attic and he's watching movies. He pulls out an old, like, reel-to-reel movie that's called Christmas 59 and puts it in and plays it. And the film actually says Christmas 1955 when he plays it. But it's some sort of weak, one of those things, like you said, how things don't have to make sense because we don't care.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be funny.
It's cool that, John Hughes didn't like doing sequels. It wasn't his thing. But when he did do them, he did them right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's cool because I think, like, not everything deserves a sequel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know what I mean? Not everything is, like, intended for a sequel. And, like, usually when it happens, it's because it was so much in demand.
Yeah.
It's not, most of the time, it's not even intentional. It's just like, oh, it did so well, let's do another one. You know? So I think that, I think they're smart for doing it because it's a National Lampoon's thing, right? National Lampoon's is like the fucking Saturday Night Live of movies or some shit. You know what I mean? It's like, they do those satirical comedies. Yeah. That's their thing. You know what I mean? That's all they do. So, I mean, they probably didn't even expect it to be as big as it is.
So, there's another thing that I noticed when we were watching this film that when Chevy Chase is stringing up the Christmas lights, all right, and he's getting everything done up and goes to plug them in and they don't work. All right, so everyone is just like, nobody's even surprised that they don't work, which is the saddest part of Clark Griswold's life.
Yeah.
Is that he spent all this time, they didn't work, and then someone even said, like, well, they look pretty, like they look good.
Yeah, one of the grandmas.
Yeah, and so he asked Rusty to help him check the bulbs on the lights one by one, and Rusty looks at the invisible watch on his wrist and says he has to go and leave and has something else to do. Well, that's Chevy. If you know Chevy Chase, that's Chevy Chase's go-to. In every movie he's ever been in, he's looked at a fake watch on his wrist and been like, I can't stay here. I have to leave. So it's cool that his son pulled the same shit on him in this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. He was the man. He really was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I feel like these movies were basically just for him.
They at a certain point, the vacation movies turned into a catalyst for Chevy Chase's career. You know what I mean? They were just boosting him.
Well, I mean, like, he's just so good. You know what I mean? Like, he was just, there wasn't nothing else going on. He was the dude. And he still is. He's still the lead in TV shows and shit. So it's fucking crazy.
Yep. And I've heard that he's super crazy and hard to work with.
And an asshole.
Yeah.
But who knows?
He has a street named after him, so he kind of
Think
can
about
be.
it. You deserve to be that asshole when you get to be as old as he is and you've done as much as he has. So it's like you can't expect much less from dudes in that position.
Yep.
Or old ladies in that position or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like old people earn the right to bitch or earn the right to fucking be rude or say whatever they want or be slow or fucking take their time or whatever.
That's the best part of being old, is that you can say crazy shit and do whatever the fuck you want, and people can't really, they just go, yeah, they're old, whatever.
Yeah. Well, they own it. They earned it. You know, they put in that work.
Yep, that's right. And I don't know if I've mentioned this, but he has a fucking street named after him, so he can kind of do whatever the fuck he wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's
sure.
Hollywood has Chevy Chase Boulevard, and then San Francisco has Cesar Chavez Boulevard, and I think they're both equally important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that too much? Did I take that too far?
No.
Okay, good. Let's see. Do you want to get into a smoke sesh real quick before we dive into the rest of this film?
Yep.
Because I feel like I need to smoke some weed. That's what I feel like, in the simplest way that I could put it.
All right. Let's do that.
All right.
I got some music in true Saturday matinee fashion.
Oh dang! Well, I have some platinum Girl Scout cookie in true NHP smoke sesh fashion.
Yeah, I'm smoking on Cryptic OG or some shit.
Wow.
Dab.
Is that like a secret message?
No, it's just like some new shit, and it's actually really good.
Oh, all right. I thought you were trying to say something cryptic to me.
That could be wrong. Maybe I'm saying the wrong, but I think that's it. Cryptic.
Well, how do you spell it?
Some mystical shit, bro.
Are those letters? I like it. So this is the part of the show where we all get high together. If everybody would like to flick your bics, snap your pics, and hashtag them NHP Smoke Sesh, and we could all smoke as one. So why don't you play that music, Joey?
Do it.
It's that time. Christmas time's here. Everybody knows there's not a better time of year. Hear that sleigh. Santa's on his way. Hip hip hooray for Christmas vacation. Got a ton of stuff to celebrate. Now it's getting closer, I can't wait. Gonna make this holiday as perfect as can be. Just wait and see this Christmas vacation. This old house sure is looking good. Got ourselves the finest snowman in the neighborhood. Ain't it fun? Always on the run. That's how it's done on Christmas vacation.
Dope song.
Hell yeah. I think that we've talked about this before on the Randy Quaid episode because we got into the vacation movies a little bit. But this was the only movie to not feature Lindsey Buckingham's song Holiday Road.
Oh, yeah.
Holiday Road is in every fucking vacation movie ever. And the one movie that they didn't put Holiday Road in is the one that has to do with the biggest holiday of the year.
Nice.
Tell me why that makes sense.
Because they had their own theme song.
Damn right they did.
And another cool thing is there was only 2 Christmas movies in '89. It was this one and Prancer.
And who remembers Prancer? Raise your hand.
I do.
You do?
Yeah,
I don't remember Prancer at all.
I remember it.
What was it about? A reindeer?
Yep.
And what happened? Tell me the climax of the movie.
Fucking what's Wyatt Earp's brother's name?
Wyatt Earp's brother's name is
The real actor, the guy who does the Coors commercials.
you talking about Bill Pullman?
No.
Or the guy that was in Roadhouse.
Yeah, that guy.
What's his name?
Yeah, I know.
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott. Okay.
Yeah. There we go. I knew we'd get it.
I'm pretty sure he's in Prancer.
Is he? Does he play the reindeer?
No.
Oh. I think
Maybe.
I have a whole different thing in my head for this movie.
Oh no. Maybe I'm wrong. But if I remember correctly, that's how it goes. And Rusty starred in both movies.
Damn right he did. Because he was making money back then.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what that kid's up to now.
Yeah, it's crazy to see somebody who starts off like young in their career and then still be able to act later when they get old. You know, like not too many people happens for like Alan Alda from MASH. He fucking acted his whole career. You know what I mean? Mandy Patinkin. You know what I mean? The guy from fucking The Princess Bride, Inigo Montoya.
Yep.
You know, he fucking is on Criminal Minds. You know what I'm saying? Or was. You know, so it's like some, and he's been doing shit forever. And then like, I don't know. There's a bunch, but it's cool to see those type of actors.
Hell yeah. There was this lady, Mae Quinstel, who was in she was in Christmas Vacation as one of the grandparents, Bethany.
Mm-hmm.
And she did the voice of Betty Boop. She was in Roger Rabbit, and her filmography is 361 different films.
Damn, that's sick.
So she worked her whole fucking life. It looks like her first movie was in fucking 1931.
It's crazy.
Betty Boop. That was her first gig, 1931.
It's super crazy.
And her last gig was Christmas Vacation, 1989.
It's pretty awesome.
That's a good bookend for your career. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's dope. And that lady was crazy. She was like the tiny crazy one. And she was just like all throughout entertainment history. That's dope, man. It's the greats. It's the greats that make all the what was that movie? Prancer?
Yeah.
It's the greats that make the Prancers irrelevant. I've never seen Prancer, but I doubt that we're ever going to do a
because
Saturday
it's one of
matinee.
those. Well, I guess Christmas Vacation is too, but since say it's one of those fucking made-for-TV movies, it's like it just gets replayed on public channels, like you know what I mean, over and over again.
So, another fun fact about this film is that not a single second of the movie occurs on Christmas. It's all Christmas Vacation. It's all like the days leading up to Christmas, and the final scene of the movie is late Christmas Eve.
Nice.
So Christmas does not ever show its face in Christmas Vacation. Because I think it's just because it's a sacred holiday. You know what I mean? The day of Christmas cannot be filmed.
Damn, this thing had a huge budget too. It had a $27 million budget.
Yeah, almost the same budget as Ghostbusters, it was saying.
Yeah, and fucking had no special effects, really.
Yep.
But they made it back because they made a grip of money.
All that money went to Chevy Chase.
Yeah, they more than doubled it.
Yep.
It's crazy. That's so smart, and that's why they do it. You know what I mean? It's like anything you do for a job. Anything you do to make money, if you can double your money every time, you're doing just fine. You know?
So this was one of 3 movies released in 1989 to feature an animated title sequence. You know how those were big for a while? And they started bringing it back recently. But one of the other ones was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which is also another classic that goes down with that nerdy dude that was in Ghostbusters. So we're bringing it all together. It all ties together.
All together. And Roger Ebert didn't like the film. No thumbs up.
You know what? That happens a lot with films that we like that end up becoming classics. Robert Egert's like, you know what? I'm keeping my thumbs down.
You said Robert Egert.
Roger Ebert. What did I say? Roger Ebert?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said Robert Egert.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, that's cool.
Roger.
You just replaced 2 letters. That's crazy. Dyslexia is a trip, right?
Yeah, I have verbal dyslexia.
Everybody does. Everybody does.
Roger Ebert, he refused to give a thumbs up, and it turns out the movie was great.
Awesome.
That's all I was getting at.
So they're trying to say Cousin Eddie is Randy Quaid's best known character. But I think all Randy Quaid's characters are his best known character.
Yeah. But
because it's the same guy every time.
Right? Just Randy Quaid is Randy Quaid's best known character.
For sure.
So you have a couple of clips pulled up for us?
Word.
Why don't you lay one on us?
Why don't I do that right now?
All right.
Shit. Let's see. Here we go.
Oh my God! Play the clip already, Joey.
Shh.
Here.
He's getting brake checked right now.
Mark, slow down.
You want to ride behind somebody who does something like that? You're going to pull around them and leave them safely behind us. Burn some dust here. Eat my rubber.
Dad, I think what you mean is burn rubber and eat my dust.
Whatever, Russ. Whatever. Eat my rose, red liver lips. Okay. That's enough of that. Speaking of Christmas trees, kids, can one of you tell me what the first kind of tree displayed at the White House was?
Dad, they're back.
Mark, stop it. I don't want to spend the holidays dead.
Honey, please, I'll do the driving, okay? Will you just take it easy, Ellen? I'm in complete control. Get around this egg timer.
Dad?
You're all right? Thank God we're all right.
Mark, we're stuck under a truck.
Do you honestly think I don't know that?
Come on, you guys, don't fight.
Ah, for Christ's sake, I didn't do this on purpose.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Forgive my husband. He knows not what he does.
Amen.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Funny.
That
That was the most non-convincing prayer I ever seen in my life. That's
Right?
why I had to bust up laughing.
Those are fun. Those last minute prayers. They do one in Rick and Morty. There's an episode where they're like caught in the multiverse, and then Rick starts praying, and he's like, "God, please, if just hear my prayers, if you could save me." And then like his collar fixes, and then he can go back, and then he goes, "Yeah, fuck you, God. I knew you weren't real." And it's like you just got saved by whatever you were praying to, and then you're just like, and that's how it is.
Yeah.
So
Have you ever been in one of those scenarios?
I think I have. Yeah, I've
In
had
like a life-threatening scenario where it just made you want to pray to God.
where I just like pray out of nowhere. It's been a long time.
Spontaneous prayer.
Spontaneous prayer where you're just like, this is my only hope right now, man.
It's like spontaneous combustion.
Yep.
You can't prove that it happens, but it happens.
Before you know what's happening, you're already halfway through, and you're just like, what the hell? What am I doing?
Crazy.
Yeah, and you could have been running that whole time. It's been a while, but I've definitely been in that situation before. I
I've
think
been in
everybody
some
has.
oh shit moments.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yep.
When I rolled my sister's truck, I saw that shit happening in slow motion.
Did you pray in the middle of your roll?
No, all I had time for was an oh shit. I was like, oh shit.
Dear God, oh shit.
No, that's all I said was like, oh shit. And then next thing I know, I'm going upside down and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was just scared because her seatbelt didn't work, but that day it worked.
But that day it worked.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad that you made it out of that alive.
Me too.
And you're not too brain damaged from it.
I was brain damaged before it.
Oh, all right. This was like a lifelong thing?
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you.
Just from birth.
So,
I hit my head when I was little.
How hard?
I heard everything you said.
I heard everything you said. You know what? This is a true story. I hit my head when I was little really fucking hard. And I think it might make me the way that I am today.
It
and
happens.
I also remember peeling paint off of a wall. Not sure if I ate it or not.
Lead paint.
Lead paint. It was lead-based paint because it was from an old house.
Lead paint coated in asbestos.
And I remember like sitting in the bath and like just peeling it off the side. And I don't remember it going down the drain, so I might have eaten it. But, it's if anything, it just makes me the man I am today. All of my flaws and retardations. So the scene where the cat bites the Christmas tree cord and gets electrocuted and all that whole mess, this fucking cat that one of the old ladies brought, right? Wasn't it an old lady cat?
Yeah.
That scene was almost taken out of the movie prior to the first screening because executives thought that it might offend viewers. The executives were like, this might be a little offensive because we're hurting animals and blah, 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 blah. So Maddie Simmons, the producer, begged them to keep it in. They kept it in. And in the first test screening, the test audience scored the cat electrocution scene as #1 of their favorite scene throughout the whole movie. So executives don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I say it all the time here, and nobody listens to me, but they wanted to keep the gold out of the movie, and that was the scene that everybody loved. I love that scene. It's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
And I love cats. I hate cats. I don't like cats at all. I take that back.
They're the ones that got the fucking money on the line, and, they worry about what might hit the movie and what might not, and you know what I'm saying? So you can't blame them. I mean, they're just looking out, trying to save their own money and shit, trying to cover their bases, but they for sure don't know what they're talking about ever.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's good that the producer fought for it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Cousin Eddie is based on a real guy.
Wow.
Supposedly.
That's a sad fact.
Yeah, Randy Quaid said he borrowed many of Cousin Eddie's mannerisms from a guy he knew growing up in Texas. He said most notably his tendency towards tongue clicking. So he's like, and he said the sweater, the sweater Dickie combo comes from his wife. His wife gave him the idea.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was Clark's outfit?
No, Eddie.
Cousin Eddie's?
Yeah.
The sweater Dickie combo. Yeah. It sounds like my Christmas combo.
Yeah.
I wonder if Cousin Eddie's based on me.
You can buy your own Dickie too.
For real?
Yep.
No way.
On a website.
And
comes with Cousin Eddie wardrobe, like staples, moose mugs, punch bowls.
What?
All kinds of stuff, yeah.
That's dope. Let's see. That's at ChristmasVacationCollectibles.com.
Damn.
Man, that's cool. It comes with all kinds of shit. I want a fucking Christmas Vacation moose mug.
What?
Mm-hmm. Man, this website's dope.
Oh, yeah.
If yeah, if you're a fan of this movie, go to that website, ChristmasVacationCollectibles.com. And also, if you are a fan of film like we are, I would like to shout out a website called LTD Limited, I think, or LTD Films, one of those two. I should probably look it up. And this is a company that sells film collectibles for a bunch of the movies that we talk about. And they sell like props and all these different things from the movies. And one of the coolest things they sell is film cells from like the original roll that was turned in from the production team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they take that first original master copy and they cut little cells out of it and fucking pop them into like little frames. And it'll say like, you know, what movie and what scene and blah, blah, blah. And I got one for Michelle like a couple years ago for Christmas.
Nice.
Like a Star Wars film cell, one of a kind.
That's crazy.
So go there and check that shit out because it's dope. And you know, I am not rich and I bought a one of a kind Star Wars film cell, so you can too.
Yeah.
That sounded like I swear that sounded like a commercial, but it's not, okay? It sounded a lot like a commercial, but that was just a thing that I am authentically interested in.
And we'll be back right after this.
And then we'll just play a commercial for LTD film cells.
Yeah.
Dad, didn't they invent Christmas tree lots so people wouldn't have to drive all the way out to nowhere and waste a whole Saturday?
They invented them, Russ, because people forgot how to have a fun, old-fashioned family Christmas and are satisfied with scrawny, dead, overpriced trees that have no special meaning.
Toes are numb.
You see, kids, this is what our forefathers did.
Can't feel my leg.
They walked out into the woods, they picked out that special tree, and they cut it down with their bare hands.
Mom, I can't feel my hips.
Clark,
Yes, honey?
Audrey's frozen from the waist down.
That's all part of the experience, honey. There it is. The Griswold Family Christmas tree.
Isn't it a little big?
It's not big, it's just full.
Dad, that thing wouldn't fit in our yard.
Not going in our yard, Russ. It's going in our living room. Look at it.
It really is beautiful, Clark.
Something else, huh, Russ?
Yeah, Dad.
Isn't it beautiful, Audrey?
She'll see it later, honey. Her eyes are frozen.
Most enduring traditions of the season are best enjoyed in the warm embrace of kith and kin. This tree is a symbol of the spirit of the Griswold Family Christmas.
Dad,
Tell Mike
did you bring a saw?
Did you bring a saw?
I love old movies like this
Christmas Vacation is the shit. And
Yeah.
I want to watch it again now.
right now.
And this movie also had one of my favorite actresses when she was a child. I believe she was pretty young. Juliette Lewis. I don't think we brought her up yet.
Yeah, that's Audrey.
Yeah. And Juliette Lewis has been in a bunch of fucking awesome movies. And,
Natural Born Killer.
yep, she really doesn't get like the praise that she deserves, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
she's just some hot actress. But she really does have like a lot of range. And I think she's one of my favorite actresses for sure. So shout out to her.
Mm-hmm.
There was a double horror reference for our horror movie fans in here. They the scene where Clark comes out of the garage and he has the chainsaw and the Jason mask, and he emulates two horror movie icons in one tribute. With it was a Leatherface / Jason Voorhees kind of mashup.
Yeah, that's sick.
And I don't know whose idea that was, if it was his idea or John Hughes' idea, but either way, it's dope because you don't really see that. You never see that. Like,
Yeah,
you never
not
see
anymore, really.
someone with like a fucking, like a Freddy glove, and like a Jason mask or like a Michael Myers mask. You know what I mean? You'll never see that, and it probably wouldn't make sense. But they did it perfectly.
Yep.
To where like horror movie fans like myself, I appreciate it. That's dope.
Yeah, and everybody did really. Like, I don't think anybody watches it and didn't get that part.
Yeah.
You know
it was
what I
dope.
mean? Like, it's so recognizable right away. You're like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit.
Oh shit.
I just got a piece of popcorn out of my tooth from last night at Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Stop rubbing it.
It just fell out. It was fucking bugging me all night. It's the price you pay. We're not here to talk about Star Wars, everybody.
Even though it's the
best
thing ever.
Yeah, it's the talk of the town, and I want to talk about it.
We're gonna do an episode soon.
Mm-hmm.
All about it.
We'll give it some time.
Don't you worry.
So there's no spoilies.
Yeah, we'll give you till New Year's.
And then we'll call it the Star Wars: The Spoilers Awaken.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. That's a working title. All right, rough draft. Don't steal it. It's copywritten.
It's kind of just skipping right now. It's not even really working yet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man, fucking, you should definitely see the new Vacation movie. They did it right. It was funny as fuck. They did it's like the classic humor, like the goofy humor. Like he buys some foreign.
I like Ed Helms.
He buys like some foreign car, and the front of the car and the back of the car are like exactly the same. Like it looks like it's like a cat dog, like driving in two directions.
Nice.
And there's like 5 gas pumps, or gas tanks. There's 2 gas tanks, and then there's a bunch of cords like coming out that he could plug in, and he just doesn't know how to fucking work it at all. And then at some point the GPS gets turned to like Japanese mode, and it's just yelling at them in Japanese for the rest of the movie because he can't find like the English button.
Yeah.
And it's just like that classic like Lampoon's comedy, you know what I mean?
Nice.
It's not smart comedy at all. And that's what we appreciate from these movies. No, I guess it is smart. There is some smart
Chevy
comedy
Chase make an appearance in it?
He did. Right at the very end, he was in the movie. And so was what's her face? I forget her name at the moment, but the mom.
Nice.
She also was in the movie. At the end, they made a tiny
Beverly D'Angelo.
Beverly D'Angelo. So Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo made a tiny little cameo at the end, and they were like, "Oh, hey, Rusty, Merry Christmas." And I don't know why he talks like
that. How many? The 4th Rusty or what?
Yeah, it's like the 3rd or 4th Rusty.
Nice, that's cool.
And came in, Merry Christmas, blah blah blah, and then that was the end. So he had a little cameo in it, but he definitely wasn't. He wasn't in the top 10 bill. You know what I mean?
I got one more clip before we go.
All right.
Can I show you something?
I was just smiling. I was just browsing.
For your wife or your girlfriend?
What? What happened? Woof. I guess it wouldn't be any. Oh. Wouldn't be the Christmas shopping season if the stores were any less hotter than they are. Whew, it is warm in here.
Well, you have your coat on.
Yes. Oh, do I? How did that happen?
Because it's cold out?
Yes. It is a bit nipply out. I mean nippy out. What did I say? Nipple?
What did I say? Nipple?
There is a nip in the air, though.
Can I take something out for you?
I was just looking at something for my wife. God rest her soul.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, she's not dead. We're just divorced. She's history. And obviously she doesn't wear underwear. And there are plenty of shopping days left until adulthood, which is to say Christmas as a Yule log. Not a log. I don't have a log, but I mean, just, if I had a log, not in the sense that you think I said I did. Oh,
wow.
Good golly. 'Tis the season to be merry.
Well, that's my name.
No shit.
No shit.
What do these do? They clip on here? Down there? Sure.
These are cut really high in the hip. Look, I'm wearing something similar. See? You can't see the line.
Can't see the line, can you, Russ?
Nope.
Busted. Sucker.
Can't see the line, can you, Russ?
Nice.
Man, that was good. That's fucking. That's some classic Chevy.
Yeah, and look at how it was so minimal. There was nothing to it, but still so funny. It's like dialogue is everything. You know what I mean? It's like, oh no, people need to take notes and get back to the basics.
Yep,
Okay.
dialogue and delivery. It's all about delivery and comedy, and whether it's stand-up comedy or whether it's a movie, you know what I mean? Or, I mean, it's like that in any type of movie. It's all about delivery. Anything. Okay, I'm going back. Anything that you use your voice. All right, whether it be singing, rapping, comedy, acting. It's all about the delivery, and that was perfect delivery. He couldn't have done that any better. It seemed natural, but it also was over the top. You know what I mean?
I agree.
At the same time, a bit nipply. I still say it's nipply out here because of that movie. Ever since
everybody does, yeah.
ever since I first seen it, it's just always and forever. It's nipply outside. Did you see the video I posted this morning of? It was a realistic interpretation of "It's Cold Outside."
No, but I'm gonna go watch it right now.
That shit. That everybody knows that song is mad rapey. All right.
Yeah.
And it's like they do like this whole fucking. They act it out, and it's Scott Aukerman from Comedy Bang Bang.
Nice.
And he pours pills in her drink and fucking like starts like licking her face and like trying to take her clothes off, like all while singing the real lyrics to "It's Cold Outside."
Nice.
And that song is just all the way rapey. And the girl's talking about like my father is gonna be mad and my mother's gonna wonder where I am. And he's like, "But it's cold outside, baby. It's up to your knees. Have another drink. Sit by the fire." And it's all about like, let me put my dick in there. And it's amazing. It's awesome.
Yeah, I swear everything was that way back then.
Yeah. So
Everything had a rapey tint to it.
everything was a little bit rapey. And that's what we like to bring back here is that rapey feel on our show. You know, we like to bring it up every once in a while for some reason. Well, there it is. So I think that it's time for everyone to go and enjoy this movie. It's Christmas time.
No, if you don't watch this movie before Christmas or around, I mean, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Same thing about Star Wars. If you don't like Star Wars, you lost your inner child.
Yep.
Something's wrong with you.
Yeah, people like to post these things now, all like, I'm part of the population 1% that's never seen Star Wars. And then in the comments, they just like to hate on people that watch Star Wars. And they're all like, yeah, I never liked that shit. And, you know, people like put their whole lives around it and like cycle their whole lives around Star Wars. And it's like, no, I don't. I just love Star Wars. Like, just because you love Star Wars and have Star Wars tattoos and wear Star Wars shit doesn't mean that your whole life is like, doesn't mean I quit my job to go and fucking hide outside of the shooting of Star Wars Episode 8. Like, I don't cycle my life around Star Wars. I like to support things that I enjoy. So maybe if you would maybe watch a fucking Star Wars movie, you would like it too. All right.
Yep.
That's all I gotta
agree.
say. Don't knock it till you rock it. That's the oldest saying in the book.
No, their parents just didn't love them enough to make it part of their life.
Yep. That's really all it is.
Yeah, they didn't have time to be bothered with you, so they didn't take you to see Star Wars when you were a kid.
Yep.
That's why you're a little asshole and nobody loves you.
And that's not your fault. It's like all you really have to do to fix this is watch Star Wars. And I know that this goes against all of your Facebook postings that you've been doing lately, but just watch one.
Look, the Force is with you. It's with everyone.
Yeah, the Force
It's inside of
moves. It moves through space and time, and
It's all up in you.
it's in every living thing.
It wants to be in you.
It's inside of you already.
All inside of you.
You got a little sleepy earlier? Those were some pills in your drink, and the Force is now inside of you.
Yeah.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Just got impregnated by the Force.
So, yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this especially rapey episode of the podcast. And we will be back. We'll be back later on today for another day of Christmas.
Yep.
Counting them down, bitch.
Peace, bitches.
The Natural Habitat Podcast.